Hello, everybody. What's going on, family and friends? Welcome to episode 90. Big, fun, happy guest today, Austin Nasso, good buddy of mine. You might have seen him in a bunch of my videos as Donald Trump. He's got one of the best Donald Trump impressions of all time. He also has a phenomenal Tony Robbins. He and I have done a couple of Tony Robbins, Gary Vee impressions together. We got into a lot about comedy, politics, the state of comedy as it is today from both of our perspectives, which are the same on some things and differ on some things, and it's cool that we can be friends. And he's a great friend to have because he's very, very talented and very funny. So go follow him on everything at Austin Nasso, Nasso, and subscribe to his YouTube channel and all that too. This episode of the podcast is brought to you by the product I don't have in my hands right now because I was unprepared because I'm running out the door. Is it in here? Nope. But you can imagine it's Magnesium Breakthrough from Bioptimizers. You guys heard me talk about it before. I'm going to talk about it again. MagnesiumBreakthrough.com/Brent Pella for a 20% discount on my personal favorite wellness supplement. I take it, like I said, I take it all the time. I take it after workouts, before bed, up to two or three caps a day. And it's got great, like, tangible benefits that I can feel, helping ease my muscle tension and stress and anti-inflammatory properties that magnesium has. Highly recommend you guys incorporate it into your daily routine as well so that you can start feeling the benefits in only a matter of weeks, potentially days. I don't know because everybody's body is different. MagnesiumBreakthrough.com/Brent Pella for a 20% discount. Let's get into it. Enjoy this episode of the podcast with my good buddy, Austin Nasso. Cool. Welcome. Austin, what's up, bro?
What's up, dude? How are you?
Good to see you, man.
Likewise.
It's good to see you. It's good to hang, not as Trump and Biden.
I know.
Yeah.
But as friends.
Talk really close to that. Put your mouth
okay.
like there it is.
Okay.
See that?
Yeah, this is good.
Now we're potting.
Nice.
Now this is a pod.
Dude, it is funny. We always hang out in the context of making content. Like,
yeah.
Just like hanging out.
Which is fun, which is great. The stuff that I've done with you is some of my favorite stuff.
Dude,
I think it's some of people's favorite stuff,
People
too.
love it.
Especially the Trump and Biden stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really fun.
Because I've said this before. I'll say it again. You have the best Trump of anybody I've ever met or seen do it. James Adomian, do you know who that is?
No.
I'm
heard
pretty sure he's the one that does Trump. He had a whole show that was like a Trump cartoon show or something, and he voiced it. I mean, he's good, and there's like a puppet guy in Vegas that's like decent, but they're all kind of cartoonish.
Dude, James Austin Johnson's really good.
Oh yeah, that's that guy
too.
His is
insane.
His is good. His I think is on par with yours as far as being like realistic.
His is really good. I honestly saw it and I was like,
too cartoonish.
I saw his and I was like, his might be funnier. I thought that. I don't know. I think his is insanely good.
His is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it comes down to the writing.
Yeah.
It comes down to the writing of it.
Yeah.
But what you been up to, bro?
Not much. I've
quit your job?
I quit my job. Well, I guess a lot then. No,
yeah.
I quit my job as a Microsoft software engineer in August.
How long were you there for?
4 years. About.
Cool.
Yeah,
did you start working right after college? You went there?
Yeah. So I went up to Seattle for a year to work there. And I didn't want to leave LA because I wanted to do like stand-up and comedy.
Yeah.
And I remember I didn't know what to do. And I somehow, like, we almost had Chris D'Elia perform at our club at UCLA. And I had his email, and I just like emailed him a question and asked what he thinks if I should go to Seattle. And he just responded, nah.
What?
I sent like this long, heartfelt paragraph.
No
way.
Hey,
like, I love your comedy. Like, I'm not sure. I'm torn. Like, should I go? I admire you, whatever. And he's like, nah.
That was all he said was nah?
It was either nah or it might have been just don't go.
Don't go to Seattle?
He just either nah or don't go.
Was the question, hey, should I go to
Seattle? Yeah, should I go? Like, should I go? Like, take this opportunity to develop,
to have a
save
job.
some money, and then come back.
so
I was
really
like asking
he was
him,
telling you to follow your dreams in like
oh no, yeah,
he wasn't saying possible.
Yeah, he wasn't saying don't do comedy. He was saying
don't
go to
to
Seattle.
Right,
yeah.
right. That's a very Chris D'Elia response.
Yeah,
that makes sense. But I guess in a weird way, did that help you at all? Did you?
I didn't follow his advice.
You didn't follow his advice. You went to Seattle.
I went to Seattle anyway. I don't know. It was a good opportunity. I figured I always had this idea in mind so I always liked computer stuff. And when I was applying to college, I really didn't know how it worked. I didn't know how it translated to. I didn't think about making money. I don't know. They don't teach you this stuff.
They don't teach you anything in
Dude,
school.
in high school, I was fucked.
College is a joke. I mean,
Yeah.
college is probably, to me, it's become the biggest scam in human history.
If you don't get a hard skill. I think if you get an engineering skill, you're good.
Yeah, I mean, just and speaking very generic, like generally, a ton of people do not need college. Look at me,
Yeah.
right?
You don't.
I mean, I did for what I'm doing. I didn't know I wanted what I wanted to do, so maybe college had a hand in it. But there's so many people that go to college and then leave college and are like, "Wow, that was a waste of money and time."
Yeah.
Because now I want to be a chef, you know, or like I wanted to be a chef coming out of high school, but I got the pressure to go to college, so I went to college when I really just wanted to be a chef. And now look, I'm going to chef school, and college was a waste. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
met somebody exactly like that. That's why I used the chef.
I totally
example.
get that. I mean, if you know exactly what you want to do, I think you should figure out what the specific path is for that. And college isn't necessarily the case. I mean, for engineering, honestly, you can even go to a coding boot camp and then get a tech job. And I know people that had just like, they studied like some, liberal arts thing for 4 years. And then they went to a coding boot camp and now they make 6 figures.
So you went to Microsoft right after college,
Yeah.
and you took it was a full-time job, right?
Full-time job.
And I would assume it's a lot of hours.
Yeah, like a
Was it
typical
is it
40
decent
hour
money?
week.
Microsoft
it
coding?
was like, it was
You don't have to say what it was.
six
It's
figure.
decent or not.
It's like 110K base
Yeah.
starting out of college,
Yeah.
which is pretty good. And then they give you stocks.
Wow.
So it's good.
That's great.
It's really good.
And did you squeezed in comedy when you were up there too?
Yeah. So I was always doing comedy throughout UCLA. Like I started the comedy club on campus there.
Yeah.
But there I got into the Seattle scene, and it's a really good scene. There's a lot of stand up. I made so many friends there. The stage time is so much better than here. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
would
because you're
assume.
touring and stuff. But
Yeah.
like you can go up and get like my friend Jesse. He's pretty like, I don't know, high up in the scene, I guess. But even at the open mics, he'll get a 10-minute spot and there'll be 80 people at the mic.
Wow. Yeah, that's great.
On a typical day.
Yeah.
Everything's closed 10 minutes away. You're
Cool.
not driving for an hour. You're not waiting. You're not paying to do mics like here.
Right.
It's crazy. It's way better.
So what did that help you grow?
Yeah. I
in
got
comedy?
way more
And
stage
how long
time.
were you going up? How many times were you going up in a week?
Probably like almost every day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Like, I think like 5 days a week, maybe at least once. Or
And
twice.
during the 4 years you were up there, did you always have the
No,
idea
I was only
that
up
you
there
would
for a
leave?
year.
Oh, you were up there for 1 year.
I was up there for a year.
So what was the 4-year thing that
I was
mentioned?
working for Microsoft for 4 years.
Oh, okay. But you were
So
working for Microsoft down here.
I convinced my manager to let me work remotely.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. So that you could live in LA.
Yeah, because
Got
I know
it.
I want to come back to LA.
Got it.
I
Okay.
love LA.
Cool.
The only thing about Seattle is it's so depressing.
It is.
Like you literally,
Yeah.
it's just sadness
Mm-hmm.
for 9 months of the year. Like, I mean, if there was no sadness, I would probably work there. But
Yeah. But where do you get the sadness from? The weather
dude,
mainly?
the weather's so bad.
I know.
It's literally like
Ugh.
you live in amongst the shadows for 9 months.
Damn.
You have these like rich
Amongst the shadows.
yeah, in the shadow realm.
Wow.
It's really bad.
You know, it's funny because Vancouver is right there
It's
too,
the same,
but
right?
but Vancouver doesn't have that stigma.
Does it not?
No, not that I
Isn't
know
it the
of.
same?
It's got to be the same exact
Yeah.
weather because it's a 30-minute drive, 45-minute
Yeah.
drive. But I talk to people from Vancouver, and they describe it as the LA of Canada. Not
Really?
weather-wise,
Yeah.
but like
Oh, yeah, because
vibe-wise.
it's like Hollywood stuff. They're filming. There's a lot of comedy.
They're filming. It's young. It's hot. You know, I got a buddy up there who's just all about the money and partying and having a great time. And
Really? In
He's
Vancouver?
super successful. Yeah, and,
Wow.
and he's a great dude. And so like I've just gotten the energy from Vancouver that it's like a happening, cool, young, hip spot that's high energy.
Wow.
And I always, anytime I talk to somebody, they always say Seattle is a depressing stack of
It's
heroin
a
needles.
depressing, yeah, it's a depressing wasteland. Like
Yeah.
literally, like it's like, dude, it's literally like everyone is
Did it mess with your
a techie
mood?
drone.
When you were living in
yes,
Seattle,
that's why I
did
had
it
to
mess with your
leave.
mood?
Wow. I mean, I couldn't stay there. I was like,
It was
I
that
would think about
tangible,
like,
huh?
is this my like? I like would have nightmares that I wouldn't come back to LA. Like I knew I had to come back, so I was either gonna quit my job after a year or convince my manager to let me work remotely.
Yeah.
But dude, everyone's just like wearing a black backpack, working for Amazon, sad on their like little scooter.
Oh
like,
man,
making so much money. And
oh dude, it sounds like an episode of Black Mirror.
It is.
It's like everybody up there is trapped in a bubble, just kind of droning away at a computer and going through their to-do list of weird robotic tasks in the metaverse and then coming back to reality.
Dude, it's a sad treadmill. It's like, imagine like a treadmill of life, like a conveyor belt.
Oh, man.
Like you wake up and there's like all these people in Amazon in their high rises waking up at the same time.
Yeah. Oh,
and they like
man,
get up.
that's totally a Black Mirror episode.
They get on their little conveyor belt, their clothes get put on, their black backpack gets put on. They go through work. They go to the gym.
It's all closer to that.
Oh, they go to the freaking gym. And at the gym, there's like these posters that's like struggling with anxiety or depression. Like they have these really nice gyms that like the tech companies will like include for their benefits. And it's the most demotivating gym ever. Like they'll be like super comfortable, like leather couches. And like
with posters that say, we know you want to kill yourself.
Yeah, it's like really warm.
But please don't.
Everyone, everyone working out is just like this like 55-year-old middle manager. Not working out hard, and then like just people lounging on the couch. It's like
the workouts are sad.
It's like gross. It's like warm, not motivating.
Just people curling 10-pound weights really slow,
dude. And then they just like go into the mountains on the weekends. They just hike the same trail every weekend,
hoping that they'll get lost and eaten by a grizzly bear, so that they won't have to come back.
Yeah,
I'm sure lots of people love it as well.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm sure there's a balance.
They're the prototypes of people. I like.
Damn. Okay, so you. We're up there for a year. Then you came back, and you quit. Now, when did you quit? Did you quit?
Yeah, I quit.
You quit.
Yeah.
Like you were like, hey, I'm out.
Yeah. So I when I was in Seattle, I started a tech roast show. We get back to that, but that's one pivotal thing that helped for my comedy.
And talk about that. Yeah, I want to know more about that too, because it's a cool show.
Yeah. Wait, should I tell that now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when I was up in Seattle, I met a couple guys. I met Jesse Warren and Nikita Oster and Lee Yang. And well, at first I was doing this like thing called Young Tech, like this social group. I wanted to like meet people and do comedy. So Laughs Comedy Club had an open Thursday, and someone bailed. Some college kid bailed that was producing a show. So I'm like, oh, I'll produce a show. So me and this kid, Peter Graham, we like just reached out to a bunch of friends. I messaged a bunch of people from Microsoft and like random Amazon people, and we put together this show, and it was pretty successful. Like 60 people came out. Then we started doing these like social hours where like people would like meet each other, and then like we would do comedy, and we called it like Young Tech.
Nice.
And it was getting like so sad and boring into more it became less about comedy and more about me like making like scavenger hunts for people to like befriend each other, like find someone who's an Aries.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is not fun. Yeah. So anyway, when I was about to leave, we put together, me and my friends, we did like a going away kind of roast show, and I wanted to make it a roast of like the Seattle comedy scene or tech scene. So we called it Socially Inept. And then that show, after all those other Young Tech shows were like dying out, but that one completely sold out at Laughs.
Nice.
We had like 220 people come out. Like it was completely packed.
Awesome.
And then me and Jesse partnered up, and we decided to keep doing it. So I moved back down in August, and then we booked another show in October, and it made enough money that we were able to like, I was able to pay for the plane ticket.
Great.
And, like we made some money.
Yeah.
And then we did it again in December. Then we started it in San Francisco. We added Lee to the team and Nikita. And then during 2019, it killed. We were selling out in San Francisco. We were selling out in Seattle. We did a show in LA, Denver, Austin, New York.
Wow.
And it was so fun.
That's fire.
We were just like traveling
That's
around,
super cool.
doing comedy, doing what we love, making money, and it was killing. 2020, we had 2 sold out shows in Seattle, San Francisco, and three. Seattle, San Francisco, and Mountain View, and then COVID happened, and then we had to cancel our shows. Yeah. So anyway. Yeah.
So that kicked off, that helped you get like ahead in the Seattle comedy world.
Yeah,
right?
That helped a lot.
Yeah.
Just in general, life helping. Like
so when that
being able to do a show, traveling.
Did that add to your motivation to quit?
Yeah.
And just start doing comedy full time?
Totally, because I saw that was the first glimmer of hope that I'm like, oh, you can actually make money.
Yeah.
Like doing this yourself, renting out these venues, selling tickets.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really cool. You can if you have like a niche audience or like a concept, whether it's like socially inept, the appeal is like it's for tech people.
Yeah.
Or like people in the tech world that want to like roast it. So the show is like we get software engineers or product managers, people at those big tech companies, and we roast them on stage.
Nice.
So
you bring them up onto stage.
Yeah, we bring them up on the stage.
Hilarious.
We roast them, and then we do we'll do like some bits up top about tech, like just making fun of like the scene. But like having that niche helps so much for selling tickets.
Yeah. So there was that, and then on top of that, your TikTok popped off.
Yeah, so 2020 when I couldn't do Socially Inept, we basically put on complete pause. I started doing TikTok and started doing impressions.
And which impressions popped for you first?
So we did we probably saw Trump. He was doing really well back then. I did Trump. Trump honestly is what made my channel. I know it's like a curse, and I don't know. It's like my ability to do his impressions like a blessing and a curse. But
yeah,
I got a lot of following from that. And then added Biden to the mix. We did like the biggest video I had that got like 12 million views was like when Trump shows up to the White House in 2021 or something.
Yeah.
And then it's like Biden answering the door. Like, folks, come on, who's there? Hey, I gotta go sleep. 5 p.m., man. So we did that, or I did that. Wow, I think I'm That's how fucked up I am now.
Welcome to
me,
schizophrenic
Trump, Biden.
time. Yeah. I got like 13 people that talk in my head throughout the day, so I get it.
Yeah, so that really helped, and that blew up my TikTok.
Nice. Yeah. And then we started doing it because your Trump was dope.
Thanks.
And I had a couple people in mind to do that originally. I was choosing between you, Adam Ray, and actually James Austin Johnson, who's on SNL now. Yeah.
You hit him up?
I did because I hadn't seen your Trump yet. I didn't even know that you were doing Trump. I knew you, but we can't watch everything online, you know what I mean? So I literally did not know you were doing Trump yet. And I asked Morgan J., my roommate at the time, for recommendations. And he recommended James Austin Johnson, who I didn't know who that was. I'd never met him. I sent him a DM on Instagram. He never replied. And it was getting closer and closer to the day. And then Morgan was like, well, who else does Trump? And I started like kind of searching through. I saw Adam, and then I saw you, and I showed him yours. And I was like, what about Austin? Austin's hilarious. And he was like, yeah, of course.
That's so cool.
And so then I hit you up. And I think it was like the day before, or a day or two before. It was very last minute from what I remember.
I think so. Wasn't that like September?
It was the Joe Rogan one, right? Wasn't that the first one we did?
I think...
Because my Biden was very bad back then.
I think it was Joe Rogan.
And now it's less bad.
I think it was Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your Biden's good.
It's good. It's not great. But it was not good back then. It was some weird Southern Colonel Sanders type shit. But I was trying to figure it out. It was the first time I had done Biden. And we did the Rogan thing. And that was, to this day, probably one of my favorite things that I've done. Like top 5.
Thank you. It's
fucking
great.
Awesome
I love it.
Pieces of whatever. So I'm so glad
came out so
you were able to be a part of it. Yeah.
You killed it.
Thanks. You killed it. It was a team killing effort.
Team killing.
And what's funny about that, you probably remember reading through comments and like reactions and stuff. A lot of people get very tense when you make fun of Joe Biden or the left. And a lot of people on the right kind of embrace when you make fun of Trump and people on the right. Has been like a pattern that I've noticed. Mm-hmm. And you said before that doing the Trump was kind of a blessing and a curse. Did you find that you were getting any like hate or like weird love?
All my fans
for the
are all
Trump?
right.
All your fans are Republicans?
They're not all right, but they're all I think 70% are Republicans. Yeah. Which is fine. But I'm liberal, and it's funny that I thought I would have more like people that are like similarly minded as me.
Well, what does that tell you about today's comedy audience? Does that tell you anything? Have you ever like thought about that?
Yeah, I don't know. I think they don't want to hear Trump. I think when the right sees Trump, they get excited and they're like, "This is a good impression of Trump. He's coming back." Like Trump is temporarily possessing my flesh, and they get to like experience him and feel happiness. Like because he doesn't do as much stuff, so they're like when I'm like, I'm Lord Farquaad Shrek or whatever it is, they're like, Trump he's here in the flesh. But then like liberal people are like, I'm triggered. Like they don't want to see it. They like hate. They have a visceral reaction, so then they like don't want to watch it.
Sure.
And then for Biden, and then because I do a Trump impression, it's funny that I'm making fun of Trump, but like people are like, oh, it's funny to make fun of Trump. We like Trump. So they have. I mean, they're good sports about it.
Yeah.
Which is good. And then when I do Biden, also liberal people don't want to, I guess, make fun of Biden, and the right embraces it. So it seems like whether I do a Trump impression or a Biden impression, even if it's like my writing is just making fun of both of them because they're both dumb. Mm-hmm. The right side likes it more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what has been like an ongoing lesson for me too, doing political comedy stuff. It's unfortunate to say, but it's just my experience that a majority of left-leaning people have a harder time gauging comedy for comedy and removing their personal like beliefs when it comes to that stuff. And I see it. I see it in the comments. I see it in my DMs. Like I see it on a regular fucking basis.
Yeah.
People saying, "Come on, dude. Why are you putting Biden down? We should be propping him up."
People say that?
Yeah.
Really?
Dude.
I don't see that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I guess I don't get that on mine.
No, I've gotten many DMs and comments that are like, "Hey, man, like, you choose a side, bro. This isn't the time for middleman. Like, you're either supporting Biden and being a loving America, or you're all for fascism, or like some."
Oh, I don't even get those guys.
Oh, dude, I get so much.
That's so funny.
Over the past year and a half, it's bananas.
That's crazy.
And in comments and replies, and then I see like comment threads of people, and it's funny because some of these comment threads will be like, somebody who's like very clearly right-wing conservative kind of guy who's like, "Fuck yeah, that was hilarious. Like Biden sucks." And then somebody will reply and be like, "Oh, really? Does he? Does like equality suck?" And then the guy will be like, "Relax, it's a comedy video. I don't care if you like Biden, whatever." And then the person will reply back, "Well, you shouldn't da-da-da-da-da because Biden is actually da-da-da-da-da." And then the guy will do something after that. Then the right-wing guy will be like, "Yeah, for sure. Also, your mom's hot," or like something silly. And it's just this general sense that I've gotten that, and I know I'm speaking very generally, so it's all subjective on who it is, but in a general sense, the people who lean right tend to get jokes better than people who lean left when it comes to political comedy. That's just my experience.
It is interesting. I don't know whether I'm punching up or down
interesting.
when I do a Biden impression because he's kind of like elderly and like,
dude, if it's a
somewhat
president, you
disabled,
can
but
never punch down.
But he's also
he's
the
elderly,
president.
he's disabled, he's got very clear mental cognition issues.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like
physical issues.
you can't make fun of
I
someone
feel
who just
bad
has a
for him.
cognition problem. Like, it's weird because like it's a president, so you can do an impression of a president. Obviously, the most powerful, important person in the world.
But you can't skip all the obvious shit. Otherwise, you're just mocking a president and not an old senile guy that's having a tough time stringing together a fluid sentence.
Yeah, it is.
Which
crazy.
is what he is.
But I don't know.
Dana Carvey said something. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
But I'm on a roll. Dana Carvey said something recently where he was talking about doing an impression of Biden. And somebody had asked him, like, what about this? Do you have to do the stutter, or do you have to do like the speech thing that he does and forgetting where he is? And Dana Carvey said something along the lines of, well, yeah, I mean, that's who you don't want to overdo it so that you're just being mean, but you can't skip that. That's who he is.
So true. I feel like I kind of gloss over that in my impression. Do I not do it that much? Have you seen mine?
I think yours is great.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm wondering if like, 'cause everyone's like, too coherent, but maybe they're just being asses.
They're being asses. Especially if they're right wing, they want blood.
Yeah.
They want you to really
they
make
want you
him
to be
look
brain dead.
Yeah. Like they want him to be like,
yeah.
And that's just not like, we're not doing QAnon comedy here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're doing comedy. And we're going to make fun of these guys as we think they should be made fun of.
Exactly.
We don't got to, like, pushing a boundary you're already pushing a boundary by making fun of a Democratic politician.
Yeah.
That's literally pushing a mainstream boundary. We don't need to make him literally shit his pants on camera.
It is interesting. I feel like liberal people don't like Biden. I mean, do they like him that much?
I don't know. It
people
feels
that
like
like
a
him.
weird, like, let's just
I'm like,
pretend we like him.
I'm like, I don't
like
care,
a lot of people. I've met a lot of people that voted left that are really upset with a lot of shit that he does. For example, pretty much everybody on Wild 'N Out I didn't really meet anybody with amazing, awesome opinions of the guy. And I can tell you more about that off camera.
I mean, people just voted not Trump. They didn't vote Biden.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's an issue. That's a huge issue in this country and for politics in general.
It's a huge issue that those are the fucking guys.
It's ridiculous that those are the guys. How do we have two senile old men?
Yeah.
They're both trash.
It's like you vote very status quo, no change with Biden, or you vote Trump and
it's not even status quo. It's you're not voting for Biden. You're voting for all the people around him that are telling him what to do and say. The guy should have been retired, living on an island 5 or 10 years ago.
Yeah, but
he's done his duties.
But with Trump, it's like you have the similar, group of experts that are advising him, except he just won't listen to them.
But he won't listen to them. So you have literally him, or which is awful in its own right.
Yeah, that's scary
for a lot of reasons. Or you have all the people puppeting Biden, which is similarly terrifying. And I don't know. I don't have it in me to weigh the two.
I don't know, but
and I know it's not. I don't want to create any false equivalency type thing. But I do think it's a major issue when somebody like Biden is getting wrapped up in these wildly progressive ideas. Like, I'm talking wildly progressive, not progressive in the sense that gay rights matter, because that's a human thing. I'm talking about wild progressive shit.
Interesting.
But that's just my own
I guess
opinion.
I don't know the intricacies of this. I just don't know enough about it. But my thought would be if you have a team of experts and they're just puppeteering Biden around.
Well, it's not.
I prefer that from a.
It's not even the expert thing, though. It's it's if it was just the experts, then yeah. But there's some deeper shit, and it's not conspiracy shit. But there are some connections to China, business connections here, trade connections here to make sure our economy doesn't fall flat. So we're not going to do this because China wouldn't like this in this business sense. And if we do this with trade, then maybe they won't give us this. Do you know what I mean?
Isn't that always how it is, though?
It is, but with
how
somebody.
Politics is?
It is, yes, but now we're moving into this era where these international powers are all scraping and fighting to get to the top, like Russia and China.
Because the U.S. is finally getting challenged, yeah.
Yeah, because the U.S. is soft as fuck now, and
it's not where it was 10,
no,
15,
we're more worried about pronouns than we
yeah.
are about real world global politics.
Yeah, I mean the U.S. definitely seems like it went down a peg in the status quo of the global competition.
Yeah. So when you talk about the people that surround Biden, and I don't know enough about this. I'm nowhere near a political junkie. But
we got no idea what we're talking about.
We got no fucking idea. We're gonna fucking ranting here. China, does it exist? I don't even know.
You got fucking Biden. Who the fuck knows?
You got an egg roll?
You just fucking fuck that guy.
Hey.
I've been to Chinatown. Good place.
Your Pesci is phenomenal too.
You
dude.
motherfucking.
But anyways, politics aside, doing political comedy is very interesting in today's day and age.
Yeah. The pendulum has swung in a new way.
It's weird. I get a lot of people that come up to me after shows that are like, "Hey, bro, you're my favorite conservative comedian."
Dude, you're like alt middle.
That's exactly what I am. I'm far center.
Yeah.
I'm far center. I sum up my politics by saying I fucking hate everybody.
I mean, and that's a recently popular place to be.
Mm-hmm.
That we can actually do that and not be destroyed.
Yeah.
Because if you or I took that stance 5 years ago, you'd be destroyed.
Yeah, you'd be looked at like an idiot. Yeah. And a lot of people still think you're an idiot for doing that, but it's way more common to be politically homeless now than it was.
Yeah, it seems like 2015 to 20, I don't know, I think I mentioned this or we talked about it probably, but somewhere around 2015 to 2018, 2015 just seemed to be the start of things being 2015 was the PC seems to be introduced, 2014 maybe I remember hey, you got to be
Talk
PC.
Close to that. Yeah.
That was a thing 2014, 2015. And then obviously the culmination of liberal politics seemed to be obviously the Me Too movement and stuff like that, very serious issues.
Mm-hmm.
And then it kind of shaped how comfortable people, I don't want to conflate those things, but
no, it's true. I mean, it started in the teens with these different social cultural movements, right? Me Too movement, Black Lives Matter, a couple other things like defund the police. And those things were originally rooted in these very just, awesome causes. And to watch the evolution and development of these different things, like the Black Lives Matter movement versus like the foundational reasons it was started, which are great, versus like some of the things that the organization has done, like the whole money thing with one of the founders and a couple other things. Like there's some major questions and concerns. And just to watch the evolution of it and the Me Too movement too, and how sometimes it's used to cancel people for arguably debatable things. Aziz Ansari being one of those things.
Yeah.
Dalia being one of those debatable things.
Yeah, like you can't compare Aziz to
Louis being one of those things. Like
Weinstein.
Exactly, right? But now we're so quick. When I say we, I mean the people who are like fucking all about those movements. They're so quick to just like put all these people in this category so that we can just cancel them all and be onward to a utopian society. And it's making the left look really bad.
Yeah, so
really bad.
It seems like that pendulum, that momentum of like those movements, I'm not going to cast any judgment on them. I mean, like Me Too, I think all these are like good.
They're all founded in
movements.
wonderful for wonderful reasons.
And I don't want to make any criticism on it, but I think that was like kind of the culmination of the pendulum for comedy swinging to the left. And then a response to all these movements was this like, honestly, Trump people were the response to,
for sure,
to politics taking a left turn. And it seems like Trump got this huge populist vote because you have people not living in cities around a lot of diversity. People that are just like in their like, I don't know, just more suburban areas. They're like, I don't see gay people anywhere. There's not that many black people. They're fine. Like, what do I care about pronouns for? Like, it doesn't bother me. And they're like, screw this. We care about America.
Sure.
America, the great. And they want to like, you know, they're like, they see the most polarized shit on the left, and they're like, this sucks. And then they went and, you know, you vote for Trump because that's a way out.
That's
a way
polarizing on the right.
Yeah. So then,
the balance.
And then obviously social media doesn't help at all because the algorithms are designed to keep feeding you what you're going to engage with. Yeah. So if you engage with something that it's the epitome of confirmation bias. So like obviously if you're engaging with things, if you're like that dude in the suburban area who sees like pink guys with pink hair like screaming at police officers, like if you see like really out there like left stuff that like doesn't really represent like typical your average Joe on the left, you're gonna be like, wow, all these people on the left are nut jobs, and then you like that and you're like, screw these guys. And then Facebook's like, oh wow, you liked a photo, you liked some video like this that has this set of attributes.
Let's show you the group about let's show you the group about why Michelle Obama is a man.
Yeah. And then so it's just like that. And then you got this. It seemed like things in the early 2010 to 2015, people were more civil with each other. And then there was the liberal pendulum, the counter response with the Trump people. Not saying any judgment on either. And then now with comedy, you had all these comedians like getting canceled and stuff. And it seems like the response now in comedy is like, you had people like Shane Gillis and people like, even like Joe Rogan's pretty central, Kyle Dunnigan, Chappelle, Bill Burr, like center left, but like, comedians are now consolidating around the center as kind of a response to both polarities. So both craziness on the right, craziness on the left. Comedians are like, what the fuck is going on? We have to make fun of this. Yeah. So the fact that society's polarized puts comedians in the middle.
It's very interesting because now a lot of people are looking at comedians like philosophers, like Chappelle, Rogan. I mean, those are the first two that come to mind as people that folks go toward when something happens for like insight, input, some type of response. And it's also the first people that people go to try and take down and cancel. For as soon as they share their opinion, all of a sudden that opinion is dangerous.
Yeah, but they're not getting
they haven't
canceled.
chosen a side. You can't. You could
They
try.
can't be canceled.
There was a whole Netflix protested Chappelle. You can't cancel Dave Chappelle.
Well, Spotify's not getting canceled.
Spotify's
Rogan,
not going to cancel
Netflix
Rogan.
isn't getting canceled Chappelle.
No.
So they can't really get canceled.
No, the whole theory of canceling these days is like embarrassing to even talk about. Anybody that tries to cancel somebody to me is a complete fucking idiot. It's the stupidest shit in the world.
But similarly, like being them and claiming to be canceled is also crazy because they can't be.
Right. Have they? They haven't. Claimed
I think Chappelle like thinks he's like getting canceled and all this stuff, and he talks about it.
I've heard him say that it's impossible.
Do you say that?
Because he's not on Twitter.
Oh,
how are you gonna cancel a man that doesn't even have Twitter?
I thought he was like complaining about like getting. I don't even know.
Nah, dude, he can do literally anything.
I know
he can sell out any venue at any point in time, as long as he doesn't murder somebody or rape someone.
Yeah,
or beat someone to death. But even if he beat someone to death, he'd probably still be able to sell out the Garden.
I know.
It's wild. It's a wild time.
It's weird. So I don't know. A lot of comedians seem to be in the middle now.
Yeah.
And I guess that's good. Comedians are just where everyone's not, maybe? Is that a thing?
I don't know. I think a lot of truth lies. Comedy is based in truth, right? So when I see so many comedians defaulting to the middle, it just kind of backs up my theory that maybe the middle ground to me means you have some beliefs on the left, some beliefs on the right. You lean one way or the other on certain topics, but overall you don't dedicate your entire belief system to one side.
Yeah, because
that's my
form
opinion.
A cogent opinion on things.
Yeah, like I feel right about some things and I feel very left about some things, and I don't plant my flag on either side. And I voted for myself in 2020, and I would do it again.
Did you?
Fuck yeah, I wrote my name in.
You did.
I'd be better than either of these guys.
That's so funny.
100%. But obviously, I only got one vote. Anyways, when I see so many comedians, and especially people that I look up to, start to default to the middle, it backs up my theory that maybe that's the right place to be, and maybe we need more people there that can share opinions going this way and that way. And vote how you vote. A lot of people in the middle will vote right. A lot of people in the middle will vote left. I don't give a fuck how you vote. I care about how you communicate with people. And if people in the middle are the only ones with the ability to not generalize an entire section of the population as being racist or fascist or sexist or stupid or libtards or whatever, then we need to use those people to draw in more people to that way of thinking.
It's interesting. Would you say that your beliefs have changed significantly?
100%.
In like 5 years or so?
In March 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't give a fuck about politics through 2019.
Really?
At all. At all, dude. And then when COVID hit, so much bullshit is going on. So much, and when I say bullshit, I mean bullshit rules, bullshit conspiracy theories that are warping people's minds, bullshit mandates, bullshit science, bullshit legislation being passed, bullshit people in politics that are trying to stir up all kinds of weird trouble. And like all of that just made me dive into all types of literature, stuff online and research, and try to make me evolve my opinion so that I could have a better outlet to express all the frustration I was feeling through videos and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So really in 2020 is when that started.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I've always kind of been scrutinizing of both sides, but now it's like acceptable to do that like publicly.
Yeah. It is.
Because you can make fun of the right in California before 2019, but if you made fun of the left, you'd get in trouble.
You still get in trouble.
Do you?
Not as much, but when I say trouble,
I mean
what
like
you're making fun of. Yeah, you get like, there's a couple comics that probably won't book me because they think I'm a right-wing comic.
Really?
Probably. After the videos I put out, probably. I don't know any. I haven't experienced that, but I would assume. And I don't really care because if you think I'm not, that's not what I am.
Yeah.
And if that's what you think I am, and that makes you not want to work with somebody, then I don't want to work with fucking you either. You know what I mean? There's a girl who asked somebody who they voted for before she drove to a show with them.
Really?
A friend told me about this. Yeah. She was like, "Are you vaccinated? Also, who did you vote for? If you don't mind me asking." All
right. Vaccination and who are you voting for?
Yeah, it's just some weird questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
But who are you
voting
for?
I don't know. It's people are just really quick to want to either love you or hate you for your belief system instead of for who you are as a person outside of politics.
It is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
But we just gotta keep making fun of all of them, dude.
Yeah. You do.
Or whoever you want. Make fun of whoever you want. It's all going to balance out,
What have you been doing? You've been doing a lot of stuff.
I've been trying to do
touring. You're on TV.
Yeah, I'm on TV now, which is fun, I guess. It's cool.
You're a cast member on a show. That's sick.
Yeah, it is cool. It is fun. I love the show too, which is cool. Yeah. We just finished shooting in October, and now we're back. Now it's weird coming back to doing like YouTube videos, because I'm falling out of love with doing YouTube videos, dude.
Are you?
Yeah, well, not with the act of making them and writing them and shooting them. That's all really fun. But I'm so bummed by the
Comments?
No, views, pretty much. Views and subscribers is what builds a career. And
are they just
They suck. Yeah, they're awful. I have 160 something thousand subscribers on YouTube, and I'm like barely gripping 10K views on a video.
Is it because you stopped for a period?
No, never stopped.
Wait, then what happened?
I have no idea. Maybe I suck. Maybe I've just like not been as good. I have no idea.
My TikTok's dead.
Yeah.
We're failures.
We're failures. My Instagram ain't been going up.
We
Dude.
start out like, yeah, dude, it's like your TikTok's huge.
I might move to Seattle and start working for Amazon.
I'm failing at comedy. And you're like, I don't get views. What are we
views.
doing?
I don't make money.
We are bad at comedy.
Just go jump out the window. Fuck, man. It's
just fucking kill ourselves on screen.
It's just like I'm so done with the stress that comes with making something that I think is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And then
say awful.
Well, I was about to say something awesome, and then it gets awful, an awful response.
Yeah.
Like the comments are all positive, but there's 7 comments, right?
And they're all you.
And they're like my mom and my burner accounts. But like, a video, an example is like, dude, we did this video with Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah.
Because he's a DJ.
Thanks for clarifying.
For anybody out there, former basketball player. And he's the man, and it was an awesome video. And I thought it would at least pop mid. Like, it doesn't have to get millions, but I thought at least 100K in a month. I think it just broke 13. And I was like,
really? That's
yeah. I'm
crazy.
like, what the fuck is happening? It's either my audience only likes Gavin Newsom shit, in which case you're fucked because I'm never doing another Gavin again, or they only like political stuff and that's all they want, in which case you're also fucked because I don't do political videos more than 1 out of like
YouTube
10.
has so many analytics. Are you able to figure out what the thing is? Are you able to like see one video spike?
I think it is, and YouTube has told me this before. Well, YouTube told me, whenever a video pops, do that style of video always. And I was like, fuck you,
that
dude.
Sucks.
No.
That sucks.
I'm not just going to do that style of video always.
That's like TikTok.
I'm not, because I could have done that with Eminem. I could have done that with Rogan. I could have done that with Gavin. And I could have done that with the 3 bros that are always talking to each other.
Do you have a kind of video that you don't hate and would do again?
Style? I mean, I do that. Kind of, you know, I did that with Eminem for like a year, with Rogan for a year, with Gavin for a year. I have these like little phases that I go through. And then like a runner every once in a while is an argument scene. And then the guy in pink comes in and does his whole,
do you know
Spencer
Goldman? Sir Spence.
Oh, is that his last name? Yeah.
He's on our show, or on the show next week too.
Cool. He's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. He was telling me that, sometimes he'll just like throw in a Shapiro video.
I don't have it in me to throw in any more Gavins. I don't have it in me. It's not fulfilling. It's not fun. I got everything I wanted to get out of that from a performance, writing, and creativity aspect. I don't care that people love it. I'm not going to do it because people love it. I'm going to do it because I love it.
So similarly, how the algorithm will feed people the same kind of content they interact with. I mean, I guess it goes hand in hand. They're going to promote your content that has done well in the past.
Right.
That has the same features.
Right.
This, whatever the features of the freaking video, title, metadata, description.
Yep.
All those features are plugged into the algorithm and like churned through machine learning as like sets of features. And if you have another video that has a similar set of features, they'll probably push it the same.
I know, which sucks because I'm not going to do that. And
but
I recognize that. I understand that means I will watch all of my friends pass me in views and subscribers. It's already happened with like 8 people that I'm really close to. And it's great. I love them. I love these people. Everybody deserves millions of fans. But I just kind of got to live with the fact that I'm not going to be a fucking slave to the algorithm.
No.
and that means I'm going to grow extremely slow.
You have to make art that you enjoy.
Yeah. Otherwise, what's the point?
Yeah.
You know? So I'm good. It's a whole, you break down mentally trying to accept that, but
It's the same with me for
or
TikTok. Trump and Biden are what do well or have done well. And I've been at 477,000 about followers on TikTok for like a month.
Yeah.
A month. It didn't grow at all. And
My YouTube hasn't grown in 2 months.
And TikTok, I was getting thousands of dollars a month from like sponsors. Now I'm getting like nothing, maybe $300.
Yeah.
Because they don't hit me up because my videos aren't popping. And I'm trying to figure it out. So I was talking to Richie Rosales. His account blew up on TikTok.
Oh, what's he doing on TikTok?
He is really funny, rich guy. It's like rich friend and like regular friend kind of thing. And he just does a series where like one dude's just like super rich. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, you got to find your
But
thing.
he
on
found
there,
a
I
thing
guess.
and it's killing it. And he's able to do pretty well for himself. He recommended that I do one Trump or Biden video a day and then do what I want to do.
Fuck, what a nightmare.
But like, I have to. If I don't, that's the thing though. Like, I have to like it.
I know.
So like, I have to find the joy in doing Trump or Biden.
Yeah.
Or screwed.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I mean, I don't
have to.
I could write a new Gavin video every week, but I would hate it.
Yeah.
I would hate it. The reason those have done well is because I truly enjoyed every single one of them.
Yeah, like
know?
sometimes I can find like a burst of like inspiration. Like have you ever done like a clowning thing? Clowning?
I took a clowning class.
You did?
Yeah.
You know Zach Zucker?
Mm-mm.
He's really funny guy. He runs like this. He's like this 28-year-old dude runs this production company called Stamp Town. Puts on these good shows. Anyway, ran this clowning class, and I found it so fun.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you just like go out and you just have to like be funny and like find it, and it's like without material. So that's fun. And when I generate material in that way, like when I do Tony Robbins, I realize it's kind of like that when I do Trump or Biden. So like if you can find a place of like fun, like just pure like riffing and fun, then it could be enjoyable. That's for me at least. That's what I found. But
yeah, I gotta find it.
It's hard.
Gotta find the joy. Gotta stop crying every night.
Yeah. So
looking at my YouTube subscribers?
Damn. So is that impacted you because like you're like you rely on that?
I mean, I'm not gonna stop putting out a video a week. I'll keep doing that until what I want to do is pitch my sketch show, my show about aliens, my movie about DJs, and my movie about high school reunions. I want to pitch my bigger projects, but I'm completely unrepped. I don't have an agent or manager.
Really?
So it's next to impossible. You tell me, bro.
Can you just submit or something?
No, it's not how that beast works.
Or can't like a friend who has one just be like, look at Brent?
I guess I'm not gonna ask.
You don't want to?
No.
Is there like a shame in that?
No, it's just never worked in the past, and I haven't heard it. I haven't heard it working for anybody.
You have some
everybody that has
of success. You have like
yeah, but then it's like I've been told over and over that reps in this business enjoy finding people themselves. There's something to it's like a weird ego boost for them. And everybody I know that has reps didn't get recommended by somebody else. I don't know anybody that's gotten that.
Because at the end of the day, I don't know why a rep is given so much mystical power.
They kind of have it. I mean, I can't make a show. I don't have $10 million to film a season.
I don't
have $100K for a pilot.
You have an agent representing you. They have connections, obviously, in the industry.
Boom. That's the mystical power. That's it.
Having connections in the industry.
That's it. All the people that they could take my pitch deck to and show to this showrunner and this exec and this streaming platform and these people and get me a meeting. I can't do any of that. None of it.
But at the end of the day, they just want to make money off of you.
Great.
So why
take
is it
15%?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I don't care. Let me
they
make my
just
show.
want to make a buck. So like,
yeah.
I don't see the issue if they're like, you clearly have like a value and an audience. That it doesn't make sense to me that if someone was brought to you that
I don't know.
That.
I have no answer to that.
It's kind of crazy.
I just know based on experience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't got no answer for that.
Interesting.
I don't know how it works. I know this city is driven on ego. That's all I know. But I would like to start, moving away from YouTube stuff and into a space where I can start manifesting these bigger projects,
That's
that are fun and they last rather than a video that you watch and then forget 2 days later.
Do you think Hollywood is going to label you as alt-right and be scared of you?
No, I think I'll be labeled as like a weird libertarian.
Okay.
And that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's
I
fine.
feel like weird libertarians. Okay.
Yeah, I'm so far from alt-right.
Yeah, I don't think you are.
I think
alt-right. You're not QAnon.
the furthest right-wing thing I've done wasn't even a right-wing thing. It's really funny. It got so severely misinterpreted. It was the video I did with JP Sears during election season about the dead people that voted. Did you ever see that video?
All the dead people that voted in the election.
Yeah, like we dressed up as zombies.
Yeah.
And we're like, hey, we're the dead guys. Of course we voted for Biden. He's the closest to being dead.
Yeah.
And like I did it to personify a conspiracy theory that I thought was really funny, that there's millions of dead people voting. Just like you see in these headlines, like claims of dead people voting in Virginia. And then it like people on the right ran with it. People on the left were like, wow, dude, you guys really think this is happening? Jeez. And I was like, no, what? This is a joke. This is a funny video. I mean, it was mocking a debunked conspiracy theory that millions of dead people voted in the election.
I thought that you thought that.
I know, which is crazy. And I didn't. And that's not why I made the video. I made the video to personify a conspiracy theory. I know. So maybe it was a misfire on my part.
Because
I don't really give a fuck because I know my truth. But
well, that is interesting. I kind of want to like unpack that joke. Like, why would someone think that?
So it's like this, right?
Because you're satiring, like typically people satire truth.
So here's how I mapped it out. And I've done this with other videos, and a couple of people have with their videos too. So like you identify something in culture that's just like a known, it's almost like a living meme. The birds outside your window at 5 a.m. In-N-Out drive-through delivery people that will walk a mile just to talk to you at your car and take your order. Trevor Wallace did that video. Murder hornets visiting, like all these little quick flash
things that explain an occurrence that like, I know what you mean. The type of joke where it's like a thing happens that's unusual and you're like, what is
like
really happening behind that?
The fly that landed on Mike Pence's head.
Or like the construction workers that are like, what are they doing at 5:30 in the morning? Those guys. Let's hear about them.
I think the best of what I just said is probably the fly that landed on Mike Pence's head. Because it's not a real person. There's no motivation behind that. But I wanted to personify that, so I did a sketch as the fly. Yeah. And I dressed up as him and I talked like him.
That was funny.
And so I took that concept and all those other concepts of trying to personify like a thing in culture. And I saw, people think enough dead people voted to swing the election. Well, no, that got debunked. But every year there's dead people that vote because the government just makes little mistakes here and there. There's probably like 20, 30, 40, 100 people across the U.S. that just died, still got their ballot. Their husband or wife fills it out for them and sends it in. Whatever. There's little shit like that happens. It's a fact. And so but the theory that enough dead people voted to swing it was debunked and hilarious to me.
In the bit, did you reference like, hey, we're one of the 140 dead people that voted, and we just want to say
I think
these other zombies aren't here. Like,
well, we said us and 800,000 others.
Okay, so that's
and I tried to make it a big number, but I think that number like matched what the conspiracy number is. So maybe I fucked up on that. Maybe what I should have said is like 3 trillion. You know what I mean? Us and just to mock the conspiracy a little bit more. But I think that might have been a misfire.
Well, technically,
but I thought 800,000 was like a high enough number for people to think, this is making fun.
So technically, in all those other examples you mentioned, though, sorry, I don't want to like pick apart.
Please do it, yeah.
But technically, in those other things, like the fly on Mike Pence's head, that actually happened. Those construction workers are actually there at 6:30 in the morning. Mm-hmm. All these things that are being parodied are actual occurrences that happened. Versus in this case, the implication is that is an occurrence that happened if you're parroting it. Like, who are these
But there
800,000
are
people that
right.
voted?
The 800,000 thing, I think,
If it was
might
like
have been a
the
misfire. But
actual,
there
like,
are dead
yeah.
names on ballots.
Yeah, totally. Like, there's
So
always like
that
the error.
was the real right, and that's
So if that
what
was the
part-
joke.
Well, it was that mixed with the conspiracy that enough of that was happening to swing the election, which is just
yeah,
false.
of course.
So I wanted to take like the reality of however many names of dead people are usually on ballots every year because the government fucks up or whatever. And mix it with the conspiracy that enough people voted to swing the election.
Yeah, obviously, totally
So-
separate sketch, but
Maybe.
maybe. Oh no, what I'm thinking it
Oh.
would be like, I think it would be funny if those guys, the 140, were just like pissed because they're like, we're the guys.
Yeah.
It's only us.
I mean, that could have been an approach.
Who are the?
Yeah, like you guys think there's 100,000 people? There's 3 million dead people? No, it's just us.
It's just us.
And we love playing frisbee. So maybe that could have, you know what I mean? That could have been a good line. But it was in the heat of the moment, whatever.
Totally.
Hindsight's 2020.
That's annoying though that it was interpreted that way.
It was very annoying. But as with everything on the internet, I knew right away that people would forget about it within a week or two, which they did. Got a massive amount of views. And I don't really give a fuck what people think about me on the internet. I know who I am. And I knew this on the day I put it out and it started popping off and getting weird. Like, wow, I didn't know you were QAnon. I realized right away, okay, this will be forgotten in 2 weeks. And if anybody ever identifies this video as a way to construct an image of me without looking at the bigger picture of my entire body of work, that person's an idiot. And I'll be able to shoot them down in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that was, where did that come from? That topic.
I don't know.
That was, anyways, I'm sick of YouTube.
Oh yeah, YouTube. No, it's all right.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I've had no success on YouTube. I'm sitting at like 3,000 subscribers.
It's a nightmare, dude.
How do you get past 3,000 subscribers?
I don't know. I don't know.
Does it take like 5 years?
For me, I did the Spirit Airlines video. Do you remember that? It was an
The
animation.
cartoon.
That got me 10,000.
It did?
Yeah.
Oh, because it's on Reddit. Reddit
like 2
is the
weeks.
way to.
Reddit's the way, but Reddit is tricky because it's got to be authentic. You can't really trick Reddit.
5 years ago,
Unless
when we
you
were doing
can, I don't know.
Chabros, I would pay someone to post a video to Reddit, and then I would have. I had 60
couple
different
people
Chabros accounts.
like it and shit.
I had 60 different Chabros accounts and a VPN, and I'd switch between different
Oh, the
countries.
VPN, nice.
And I would get my thing to Rising.
Smart.
And then we would hope every time that would pop off, and it was so much effort.
Yeah, it's a ton of effort, dude. And at the end of the day, the internet tells you the truth.
Because the reality is, why we did that was because our second video we ever posted for Chabros went viral on Reddit, and it was the top of our videos. And then we instantly got 5,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
And then after that, we didn't.
Yeah.
We were in like Bro Bible and Lad Bible and all those things, and then it like just went down.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Reddit's a whole other animal. But I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
Well, wait.
gotta
So for
keep
you,
making shit.
you had like 10,000, and you were just posting every week.
I had 10,000, and then I made a commitment to do a video every week for 6 months, and I did, and they all sucked, and it didn't do anything for me. And then I said, okay, I'm gonna back off from doing once a week. I'm just gonna do ones that I like and I think are good. And I did that for a bit, kept doing sketches, and then the Eminem thing was the next thing to pop off, which was almost a full year later, I think. And then that popped. Did a couple more Eminem ones. That gave me the confidence to do more impressions. The Eminem was the first impression I ever did.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't do
So-
impressions before that?
never.
In general?
Never. 2017
That's crazy. No
maybe.
way.
2018, 2017.
Wow.
And then, because I was always like, oh, I don't have the gift of the voice that everybody else has. Like you have an amazing voice. Vincent Marcus has a very malleable. Vincent Marcus is the best voice I've ever heard.
It's
he can
crazy.
do literally any voice. So there's a lot of people that have that talent. I don't have those vocal cords, just physically. They are not made that way. So I had to try to find other ways to make my impressions like my own. So I did it through like the physicality, the behavior, and the costuming of the characters that I would do. Yeah, and the aesthetic of the videos and stuff.
So Eminem helped your account a lot.
Eminem helped, and then more impressions after that. Silly stuff, SNL style, Lonely Island style stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
And you're posting every week for like what? So it's like 2 years pretty much?
I've been doing every week for probably 3 years. I think 3
Wow.
years. Something like that. Maybe missing a week.
How long
or
did it
two
take
here
you
or
to
there.
hit like, I don't know, 50K or something like that?
Maybe a year and a half.
Really?
Yeah.
So you really have to do it and stick to it. Dude, it's so hard. What I'm finding really challenging now is posting a couple TikToks, doing multiple TikToks a day, writing sketches, somehow doing stand-up, doing Socially Inept. It's actually insane.
You gotta do
Having
it all,
friends,
though.
working out.
Yeah. Well, cut the
Girlfriend.
friends.
Yeah.
Cut the friends. Cut the girlfriend.
Is that what you do? You cut
No.
the friends and girlfriend?
No. It's a weird. It's a tricky balance, dude. You know. But you gotta pick and choose things to sacrifice, I think.
How much you hang out with people?
I don't really. It depends on if there's. I'm going to a wedding tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
I'm going to a show tonight. Like my friend.
Cool.
My friend is a DJ. I'm going to a show tonight.
But you don't like hang out with friends on like a night or like.
No, the only real hangout night I'll have is like a Sunday if I'm making pasta for people.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But I don't.
Because you're grinding otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in here at 8 a.m. and I turn my computer off at 10 p.m. is my rule.
Wow.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'll be in here until like 2 a.m.
But you enjoy it.
I love it. I'm having a great time. It's
Yeah.
really fun. It's great. I don't feel like I'm missing out on the bars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or smoking weed and watching a movie.
Totally.
But I'll still do that once in a while. It's just about finding the balance between, work and life. Because as comedians, I think we got to have enough life experience for us to comment on life.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what the fuck do you have to talk about?
Mm-hmm. That's what I met John Ratzenberger once.
Who's that?
The voice of like Ham and Toy Story and all the
Oh, cool.
like all those one-off guys like the Yeti and Monsters Inc. Like
Nice.
all those guys.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, you have to just like live life to comment on it and do as many things as possible, get as many experiences as possible.
Yeah.
But I really do think like having good quality relationships is so important because at the end of the day, I don't want to become a famous comedian and then be like, all right, let's celebrate.
Yeah. And you look around.
And I'm like, all right.
And then you jump out the window.
You jump out the window.
Yeah.
That's the saddest thing of all. That's the epitome of like, I don't know, not success, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I do try to prioritize like girlfriend and friendships and stuff like that.
That's
and
cool.
then it's really hard. But I guess that's it. It's just hard.
The life we have chosen, dude.
It's the path we've chosen.
Yeah. What's next for you, bro?
What's next?
What's next, dude?
Dude, I'm just going to keep putting out stuff on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, putting on a show with you next Saturday, November 13th, if this is out by then.
This will be out the Monday after that. So
Cool.
we will have
if you
had
guys
fun.
Have come, this
Thank you
past
for
Saturday.
coming.
It was a
came.
great show.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming. Come to the next one.
Yep.
And then, Socially Inept. We got a line of shows in December in
Cool.
Seattle, Mountain View, San Francisco. I'm just trying to do it. I want to make a living doing it.
Just keep doing it, dude.
And
You
it's
are
fun.
right now.
Trying.
Kinda.
I mean,
Right?
my expenses exceed my income, but it's okay for now.
Okay for now.
For now.
It's all right for now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just don't go back to Seattle.
No.
Okay, cool. Well, let's wrap it up, dude. That was fun. Did
Thanks
you have a
so
good time?
much. Yeah, this is great.
Tell people where to find you online and
Oh
everything.
yeah, check me out. I'm Austin Nasso, AUSTIN, N like Nancy, ASSO. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, whatever.
Let's do a final goodbye as Trump and Biden.
It's been so much fun, Biden. It's good to be here.
Oh yeah, man! Come on, man!
It's good to see you.
Trumpy,
You look so pale and ill.
I've been putting lotion on my tummy.
Let me help you with that. Come here, little.
Thank you,
Biden.
Donnie. Donnie, where you been? We have been having a lot of trouble around the world with the shipping.
I've been hiding. Actually, I'm in Florida, the Keys.
Oh.
5,000 meters under the earth. They
Oh,
keep me
come
in a
on,
metal
man.
orb.
We all know meters aren't real. We know, hey, what are you doing for Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving, I'm going to be. I have a turkey so big you wouldn't believe it. He's about a 1-ton turkey. It's a
Wow.
great turkey.
Wow.
We're doing a turducken. It's where you shove several ducks in the turkey. Chickens
Wow.
in the ducks. It's gorgeous.
Oh, come on. I remember when I was just a boy. My daddy sat me down. He said, Joey, one day you're going to grow up. You're gonna be a turkey.
It's all right. Don't hurt yourself, Joe. Don't hurt yourself.
Hey, my brain's feeling kind of funky, like a little flim-flam.
Let's go to the park. We'll play on the slide, Joe.
It sounds good.
Let's go.
Nice,
Bye,
dude.
everybody.
Thanks. Bye.
And that's it. Follow Austin Nasso on all the social things. He's an awesome dude, funny dude, deserves all your love and support. At Austin Nasso. Check out my dates. I got some fun stand-up shows coming up. BrentPella.com/shows. And go tell someone that you love them. Okay? See ya.